Ladies and gentlemen, that was what we call a butt whooping. Ohio State puts it on Tennessee, but Ohio State ain't beat no SEC teams before in the playoffs. Yeah, all right, dog. Let's see how that one holds up after this one. What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching the #1 college football show, damn, I hope you're not a Tennessee fan. But you know what? If you are, subscribe because, well, maybe you're going to get one back against Oklahoma next year in the SEC season. Because it ain't going to happen the rest of the way. They got beat up, throttled, stomped out. Ring the bell so you don't miss any more of me talking about your squad in the way that I'm talking about your squad. Because, wow, I ain't got no dog in this fight. I did pick Ohio State to win the national championship at the jump. And I made them the #1 team in my preseason ranking. And then they have a 1-point loss to Oregon. Okay. And then they give up the booty 13-10 to Michigan in a fashion that, frankly, was offensive to all of us that had been watching that team play football over the past year. And, frankly, watch what they did in the transfer portal. It is the $20 million team. I know that does not seem fair because there are some teams that probably spent more, Oregon being one of them. But it is the number that Ross Bjork gave out in July, so everybody knows it and everybody can verify it in this age of not being able to verify much. I don't know where On3 gets their NIL valuations. I use them, you use them, but who's to know, who's to say? We do know that when you have Will Howard transfer in and you're able to keep Jeremiah Smith and Quinshon Judkins and Caleb Downs and all these guys that their Ohio State fans get in their feelings about this, they had a lot of dudes coming back. They didn't turn over the roster. Yeah, dog. You had a lot of dudes coming back. Cool. You had a lot of dudes that ain't beat Michigan. Now you got more dudes that ain't beat Michigan. Okay? Keep it a buck here. You got more dudes that ain't beat Oregon. Oregon's played you twice. They beat you with 2 different head coaches. This is what you up against. And in this game, it was very clear to all of us that Ryan Day was coaching for his job. To which, if you're going to be coaching for your job, and if the task is to leave no doubt in front of your fans at Ohio Stadium in the night game that ESPN been building up all week, maybe throw the football to the best damn football player on the field. And you know what? Hell, it works. Just as we have been saying to do against Michigan the whole damn time. Throw number 4 the ball. Throw number 2 the ball. Let those 2 dudes open everything else up and eat. Will Howard played his best football so far this year. Over 300 yards passing. 2 TDs. Both to Jeremiah Smith, who was cooking that Tennessee secondary all week long. I done heard Tennessee fans talking about Gerard McCoy. You mean that dude was getting cooked by that true freshman? That dude? Y'all told me your secondary was good. It says right here that your secondary has given up 311 pass yards. Oh, by the way, your rush game, trash too. Rush defense, trash too, 111 yards. I heard that the front was good, though. I heard Tim Banks was a Broyles Award finalist and Jim Knowles was not. What does it make me understand? Which part of this did I not understand? Which part of this were you telling me in the comments of this show I was incorrect about? All this chirp about what your secondary going to be able to do. All I saw was an 18-year-old boy abuse your best defensive backs over and over and over again. Make me understand. I really want to understand Tennessee. I want to understand how you going to give up 400 plus yards of offense when you don't allow people to throw the football on you. You don't give up no points. You rotate in 5-6 dudes at that defensive tackle spot. You different. Tell me how Ohio State is able to be out here without 2 starters. Remember, they ain't got Josh Simmons at left tackle. And remember, they ain't got Seth McLaughlin at center. You got Tegritte Shabola over there. You got Zeberfeld over here. You got the left guard, Donovan Jackson, playing left tackle. You supposed to eat. That's what I heard. I heard you were supposed to put it on Ohio State. I heard that the SEC has something for the Big Ten. Ain't that what we heard all week? That the Big Ten is overrated. What's Indiana doing here? What? Ohio State was good enough to only get into the first round? Didn't expect to be hosting no playoff game? You still want to ride that train? Is that what you want to do? No. Come back. Come here, volunteer. Come on, Smokey. Come here, Smokey. No. You want to give out the licks? You want to talk about Rocky Top? You showed up at Ohio State in your orange, so everybody sees you directing traffic, cutting trees, pouring concrete, whatever it is y'all be doing in that ugly color. Because the damn show ain't hunting. That ain't what you was out there doing. You was getting hunted. You was getting whooped. You was getting stole on. Nico Iamaleava couldn't do jack squat against that. Man, we talk about a dude that completed just 50% of his passes and was struggling to get over 100 yards through the air. That man didn't know if he was coming or going on this. Do you realize that Ohio State didn't face more than 6 first downs? 5 first downs in the first 3 quarters of the game. 1 fourth down, they went for it. They got it. Of course they did. 3 sacks. And you know what? Imagine if Caleb Downs had not muffed that punt, and he ran it back. Your back be broke. Now, you got to go back home to Knoxville, to Neyland, lick them wounds, go back to the SEC and talk about, we're going to play this booty, garbage, non-conference schedule, and everybody going to have to say that, hey, we beat Bama. Oklahoma beat Bama. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? We beat Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt beat Alabama. I'm saying. Everybody stomping up and down talking about Alabama should have been in the Indiana spot. Well, y'all supposed to make sure everybody knows, right? You supposed to be out here for the sip. Like Lane Kiffin was talking his noise on Friday night getting dunked on. Where y'all at? Why y'all going home? I saw y'all was leaving Ohio Stadium early. I bet y'all paid a lot of money to leave that stadium early. Damn, and now you got to go all the way to the airport knowing damn well everybody wearing scarlet and gray on the way giving you the business. This is what happens when you try to come into somebody else's house and you try to break the walls down. This ain't Jericho, and you ain't got no horns. Take it back on to the house, okay? On to the house. Understand what I'm saying? On to the house. Meanwhile, we got to sit here and talk about the matchup that we all want to see. Ohio State versus Oregon, round 2 in the Rose Bowl. I could not be more excited about what that matchup is going to be. I think that the Ohio State team that we saw against Tennessee is the one that can win the national championship. And frankly, of all of these games that we saw, blowouts for Notre Dame, blowout for Penn State, something kind of like a blowout for Texas, an actual blowout took place on Saturday night, and it was the only team of the 8 teams that played that I thought had a legitimate shot to take it all the way, to run the entire table. And they got it, man. I mean, Ryan Day is talking to folks with signs behind his head. This is Ryan's last day, It ain't going to be no love lost on all of this. Like, I realize that winning national championships is what y'all want to be, but because everybody's been in that man's grill, I want him to win a national championship just so everybody can get up off of him, get him out of here. Give him the Jim Harbaugh treatment because it's getting tough. It's getting tough for him to move around out there. And it was going to be real tough if he lost his football game. But it's even better because now you have seen what the peak of performance can be for this Ohio State team, both offensively and defensively. It is the most complete game that they had played. With 10 minutes left in the game, it's 42-10. And Tennessee looks like they can't wait to get on that bus, take it to the airport, and go all the way home. Talk about, hey, it's cold in Tennessee. I bet it's colder now. Because it's not just that you got beat by Ohio State. It's that you got stomped out by Ohio State. You're going to have to wear that for an entire 9-month period. You got to wear that. And then Texas going to have to do something right by you. You hope, right? You hope. You hope that Ohio State can get past Oregon. Oregon can stop, because if Oregon stops Ohio State, that's not a good look for you neither. Now, you got a young quarterback. Realize. Dylan Sampson wasn't 100%. Realize. But you ain't supposed to be deep. Ain't you supposed to have more than one dude that you can depend on? Squirrel White walking back to the stadium, to the tunnel, that ain't supposed to affect you. You got Dante Thornton. You know what I'm saying? You got Brew McCoy. You got a great offensive line. Remember, you got Jemiah McCoy, who was getting cooked by some child. And all that ain't no child. That's a mutant. Jeremiah Smith is a mutant, dog. Like, I was having so much fun watching that dude play. And the first time he scored a touchdown, I said, that's all we wanted. I'm watching that game against Michigan. I'm losing my mind. I'm going, why are you running the football at all? Throw the football to 4. Let 4 win this for you. Or as my homie Chris put it, that's the White Ranger showing up with the Power Rangers. Why are you going to leave him on the bench? I would not do that. It just wouldn't be a thing that I do. As it is, Ohio State stomps out Tennessee. They will play Oregon in the Rose Bowl. We're going to talk about that one quick, fast, in a hurry. But for now, sorry about you, Tennessee. We'll see y'all on the next time. Doses.